universe's largest TARDIS. And our doctor will be here shortly to take us on our next adventure. A couple things to note. There's questions. There are microphones off over here to my left and to the far right. There you go. And we want to get your questions, so do me a favor. Keep them brief, succinct, and ask a question. This isn't a great time to share like a personal, deep, long, tragic story. We'd love to hear that, but we want to get through as many stories as possible, so please help us keep them succinct. And then secondly, Twitter this. Twitter, this event without Twitter, it's like a silence, right? You see it, doesn't exist unless you actually Twitter it. So Twitter #WizardWorld, all right? Well, this year I've had a great privilege to be a part of some awesome Doctor Who panels. And we kick them off the same way every time. And so if you have a sonic screwdriver, we must kick this off right with a sonic screwdriver salute. So let's hear it. Director and our favorite Time Lord, Matt Smith.
Thank you for the welcome as well. It's nice to see you all. So many scattered feathers. First time in New Orleans.
All right.
You guys are spoiled. I'm like, what, they live here? This is where they live? It's brilliant. I love it.
Okay, let's jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. It's seeing how this is all about time travel. Take us back. Travel back a few years ago before Doctor Who. What was your life like before all this happened?
Well, it was different. I was an actor, I was doing a lot of theatre, and that was wonderful. And what's amazing about sort of Doctor Who is that you realise it's such a sort of family environment that you're welcomed into. Or in my case, not made very welcome. They were like, who's this young guy? He's not the Doctor. And then suddenly your life changes quite drastically because you move away, you go and live in Cardiff for sort of 9 months, and then you get to kind of do things like this, really. And actually, I brought my best friend, who I've known for like my whole life, has come with me to New Orleans. He's here, Molly, come here, come on. Come here. This is my best friend in the world. So he can come and tell you what my life's like. We still hang out, so ultimately, my point is, my life is exactly the same, apart from, going to work on Doctor Who. Does that make any sense?
Before we get to big questions, we had a monumental episode during Christmas, and of course, your departure, which made everyone in this room extremely sad. But as you look back now, and looking at the past few years, what are your thoughts? Like, where's your mind at? How do you just describe this epic journey in the past few years?
God, it's so hard, really. I mean, I saw Stephen the other night, because I just done a play, and he came to see the play, and we were just sort of catching up, and he'd been hanging out with Karen, because she's in LA, and just sort of, like, we just have so many wonderful memories of different Comic-Cons, and of being part of that show, and of this sort of family environment, where you really feel like it is a shared culture and a shared world, and I just feel, I don't know, I look back and I feel very proud and very, just pleased that I got to play that guy as well. He's the dude.
You just had Shoes to fill. You had like 10 marks compared to Shoes to fill.
Yeah.
So was it what you expected as you began that role and as you moved?
Oh, yes, I get that.
Well, I mean, I was so nervous, because David was such a fantastic doctor. And he's such a cool guy as well. So is John Hurt, by the way. He's a Russell was so great, and so we were aware. But for for my money, I was really lucky that I had Stephen Moffat, who I just think is a complete very genius. So, and then I met Karen and Arthur, who we just, it was so happened that we got on really well, you know, and then we got to travel the world and just be sort of mad together, really. Thank you. I love socks. I'm a fan of bright socks. They're my one flourish a day.
We have Al. I can't even see the mic. Where's the mic over on this side? I'm sorry, I don't see it. Okay, she's been waiting and standing at that microphone for like 2 hours.
No, really?
First person. So, please, what's her name?
Sarah?
Go ahead.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Hi. Here we are in New Orleans. What's going on? Oh, that's good.
We can give you a moment over here. Yeah, give you a moment. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. And it's really me. It's really me.
Yeah, okay.
Not you.
I'd like to know, what's the scariest episode you've ever filmed, like you've ever been in?
Yeah, oh, well, that's a good question. Well, I think it sort of depends. I don't know, because I can answer the question in 2 ways. The scariest episode I filmed as an actor, starring Doctor Who, was the first 2 episodes we filmed with a wonderful director, which was the time of, Flesh and Stone, and the time of, God, what are they called? What's the other part? The time of Angels? I knew that, I was just testing if you actually watched it. And you do, so bravo, well done. There's this already. Let me show you. There's this. And as an actor, I was deeply petrified. And then actually, I think, in terms of, I think the scariest monster for me is the angel. So therefore, I think maybe that, and you know, I thought there was some really scary monster stuff in, it's episode 1, season 2, Day of the, oh God, there's astronauts in the title. The Impossible Astronauts. Again, testing if you do, you did. The next test, there's 3 tests this evening.
You're going to pass the mic over.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, what's your scariest episode?
For me, it's the astronauts too, because,
Yeah.
well, it's the Statue of Liberty when it turned into this giant weeping angel.
Yeah, that was cool. See, that's Stephen's brilliant mind, you know. Cool.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Over here. Yes.
How did the silence? What was the last part of the question?
Blow off your shit.
Oh, blow up my shit. I mean, well, basically. Yeah. Well, are you referring to episode 13, season 1? Which is basically what it all came back to, because they were then part. What happened was?
Spoiler, you don't give it away.
Yeah.
Come out later on.
And who knows what's going to happen when pizza stops to come out? Maybe they'll come back, and I don't want to give too much away. No. Basically, they were working as some sort of cruel cult. But actually, in the end, they turned out to be quite nice. This is the great thing. In the end, they were like on the silence and the Doctor kind of hanging out and blowing up Daleks. It's all to do with the Daleks. Basically, in Doctor Who, blame the Daleks. That's it. Worst answer by Dr. Emma.
Yes, please.
Hi, Matt. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sure we're all very excited.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So my question
Yes, I did get a motorbike. What one word to describe your whole experience in Doctor Who?
Yes.
Wow. These are really tough questions. One word to describe my experience in Doctor Who. Wait. This is a word born of Latin and of Time Lord. Geronimo Splendidus. Geronimo Splendidly, which means Super Geronimo. I mean, there's a whole language, but I won't go into that.
Hello.
Hello.
The first question was my stepdaughter, the second was my son. We're huge fans.
Wow, you've got this, you kidnapped the people that asked the question.
We'll return them later.
Yeah.
My question is how you feel about Peter Capaldi's doctor having a relationship with your song.
Don't ask. Listen, I said this to Stephen. I was like, listen, just not Alex. Anyone, but don't give him liver. Yeah. But Peter is the doctor now, and the doctor rules. And hey, it's what can I do? What can I do apart from watch and be like? People used to turn up in fezzes. I don't know really. I think it's an exciting journey. I think that Stephen will be planning things that are going to unfold over years, and I think he'll reinvent sort of the folklore. It will be Peter's folklore. But I'm really proud of the fact that Alex was part of Number 11's life, my wife.
So as you look back over the years, was there a favorite moment, maybe on screen, off screen, that behind the scenes?
Yeah, God, I mean, so many. We had an amazing time with me, Karen, Arthur, and Stephen, and the executive producers. We came over to America for the first time. We did a screening in the East Village in New York, and we sort of thought like no one would turn up. And we went, holy mother of Joseph, what the Americans like Doctor Who. They really get it, man, and they're really into it. That was really exciting, and I think the first screening in Wales that we had was really nerve-wracking. And then me and Stephen and everyone, and that guy Don Lee you just saw, we went to watch The 11th Hour at Stephen's house for the first time, and that was with my mum and dad and Karen and Arthur. And that was quite exciting.
Hello, sorry for this problem. It's a long not screwdriver. I don't know where it went to. Anyway, hi Matt.
Hi!
So, your regeneration on Doctor Who was one of the most sad, but also the most beautiful things, I think, so far, because at this point, I feel like he couldn't say goodbye, he couldn't accept change, and at the end, he's so peaceful. And it was really great to see him go out that way, but I wanted to know what you thought about that change and what gave him his peace at the end, and also how your doctor changed throughout your entire time.
Right, okay. Thank you very much. I have to, I'm struggling to hear the questions as clearly. It's nothing to do with you, I think it's the mic, so forgive me if I repeat myself asking them back. But I think I heard, you're talking about my regeneration.
Right.
And sort of me going out, peacefully. Well, it was a sort of Stephen thing. I think when you look over the history of Doctor Who and stuff, and previous regenerations, and I think he was really interested in it being quite simple. And I thought one of the real moments in it, I was really pleased when Amy Pond came back into it. I thought that was and that was really nice. But for me as an actor, I mean, being really honest with you, I did loads of really different takes. So I was quite surprised to see that was the take that they used. Because I thought they might go with something else. Because we did a lot of different takes, and we did a lot of different versions of that ending, and a lot of them were really troubling, and I quite liked them. also, the key point, and this was the big thing that kind of Stephen always says, is for the doctor, he doesn't go, I'm dying. He goes, I'm living. And I think as the actor, you have to be unselfish and go, the doctor's not dying. It's just, as an actor, you're going, burning up inside, you know, but the character lives on and will go on. And, you know, beyond me and Peter and everyone feels. And I mean, I met those kids today, and in like 40 years' time, there'll be another doctor. It's strange. Anyway, I'm rambling, sorry.
Is there anything in the world you would give Dr. Philip to have?
Giving up Doctor Who's hard. I mean, I love Doctor Who. I love this show. I love what it is and what it represents and stuff. But I always wanted to be a professional footballer. Oh, it's sad. I love that, but I feel quite happy and fortunate to be Doctor Who. You know? I mean, there's a couple of girls I might consider it for.
So in all your time and space travels, and you travel to another parallel universe and you find out about Steph, what would you be doing other than acting?
Ooh. What would I be doing? President of the United States. Free healthcare for everyone. I don't know, no. I'd probably be, I quite like directing. I think that's quite fun. And quite like the idea of exploring that. Wouldn't it be, you know, interesting to do something really brilliant, like, I don't know, just, I don't know, be a dolphin or something. Like, be a killer whale. They get to travel out in ponds, no one else can eat them. They look cool.
Sir, go ahead.
Hi, Matt. I'm the 103rd Doctor on Tumblr. So my question is, what number doctor is Capaldi?
Well, the thing is, I got really attached to 11. And then obviously, for my money, he's 12. Yeah. Because I like being 11, just because I like the number 11. But then, you know, there's a whole lot of Doctor Who science that might suggest otherwise. Because of Johnny Hurt, the other Doctor. But for me, I think number 12. What do you think?
With John and if you count 10 to,
You think 13?
yeah, 13.
Yeah, I know. This is the thing, isn't it? I mean, technically, if we're obeying the actual science of Doctor Who, he is 13. That means I'm giving up 11, which no, can't do.
You know, speaking of all 12 Doctors, 50 years, celebrating 50th anniversary, you know, we talked about this in our earlier fan panel about what's Doctor Who's contribution to 50 years of pop culture. You know, as you look back over time and space, and as historians look back, what do you think will be Doctor Who's contribution?
Well, that is a really good question. I mean, I think it's really massive, actually, I mean, particularly in Britain. Because I think, even if you've never watched the show in England, you know what the word darling represents. You know what that blue police phone box, you know what story it's from. And you know, if someone says, you know, there's a sort of culture, you're sort of born into the fabric of you. And actually, I tell you what, this is what's been really interesting about this convention. Of all the conventions I've done in the US, I've seen the most young people here. And I think that is really encouraging, because I heard that it was on BBC America early in the morning, which I'm really pleased about, because I really believe that Doctor Who is for all generations. And in America, it seems more like it's a cult adult show, and it's nice to see more and more kids getting involved, because it's good to scare them.
Yes, I'm here.
There was another show besides Doctor Who that you used to be on. What show was it?
I really like, it's probably not very popular in the stream. I thought Breaking Brad was phenomenal. To be in a room with Heisenberg, or just, you know, or like kind of Aaron Paul would be very exciting. I love The Walking Dead. I think that's really cool. Do you know what show I really love? My favourite TV show in ages is I'm Alan Partridge, which is an English show, which I know you haven't watched. It's Steve Cooking. Check it out. That got sort of flutter of, oh my god, what's it called? But I'd love to be in that. Good question.
Hello there, Matt Smith. My name is Isabel and I love you. Just like, what was your favorite part about filming The Day of the Doctor? Because, like, I don't know, David Tennant and John Hurt, they just seem like really fun guys to do.
Oh, they are. And also, big props to Trinity Piper. He's a great friend of mine as well. Yeah, do you know what? The most amazing thing about that is that you knew you were doing something really historic. You sort of knew it was a real moment in the history of the show. And we feel like we did okay with it. Because we were all really nervous because we know that our fans in Doctor Who have high standards. But we wanted to get it right. Yeah, it was just exciting. And then seeing Tom, like, I got to do a scene with Tom Baker, you know, it was crazy. He's cool. He's totally like what you'd expect him to be. He's basically Doctor Who. You're like, wow, you're really the Doctor. You're actually from space.
Can you describe your last moments as a doctor? What you're feeling inside? And
Yeah, I was on a wire, hanging in the air. I guess remembers it. And it was, you know, me and Stephen. We're not emotional then, really. We got quite upset actually. It was very sad. And it'd been 4 years, and I was so close with all the crew, and that was my life. And this was my life, you know, coming and doing things like this. And it's a very hard thing to leave, but you know, you can't stay forever. But I was very sad, and then I went and got massively drunk. Now, all children in the room, don't do that until you're over the age of 21. If you ever come to London, do it at 18, but don't tell your parents. Yes, over here.
What's your favorite animal?
That is an absolutely heroic question. Right, I've got a list of animals that I think are brilliant. One, the llama. Fantastic. You know why? Because every day it wakes up and goes, God, I'm a llama. I don't know what I am. 2, the otter. Fantastic animal. 3, the badger. Classic animal. And 4, the golden eagle, because solitary and fly around and visibly high. And, yeah. And if we're going to the top 5. I really want a dog. But my favourite animal, no. Oh, it's got to be something aquatic. I'm sorry, an animal off. Let's just pick a top 4. Llama, otter, badger. There was another one.
we wandered into a strange place then. Yes, over here.
Hi, Matt. I'm Mira.
Hi.
Okay, so my question. So you've already been the doctor, but if you could be any companion, who would you be?
Oh my god.
Enter as an actor.
Oh, that puts me right under the cosh because I can't pick Karen or Gemma. But okay. No, I don't want to do that. Who would I be? Right, that's a good question. question.
If you could pick an episode of Doctor Who to live in real life, what episode would it be?
If I could be in any episode.
Like if you could live in an episode in real life, what episode?
Oh, gosh. Oh.
Wait, what? Say that again?
I don't know. I think for me, it would have to be the 11th hour, and I'd have to be the person that met the Doctor. Because that to me is the whole magic. That's still my favourite episode that I was ever in. You're very conceived if you could meet this complete lunatic. And he can, I just think the idea behind it is so wonderful. And it's based in normality, and it's about a doctor and a little girl, or, it's about the doctor and a child, and I think that's really important in Doctor Who. It's about this sort of, Stephen's really good at that, actually. He gets children in the show a lot.
So was it actual fish sticks and custard?
Yeah, it was. But then we also had coconut sticks and custard, but we got the actual fish custard going down as well, because, I'm a really serious actor.
I'll open and see if it's fish custard and I can actually go to Gallifrey.
Yes.
Taking on a show that's been on for 50 years now, and being the main character, being the one person that holds it all up, how do you deal with that much stress?
I tell you what you do. You lie in bed like this, and you go, please don't be the one who breaks Doctor Who. And you panic inwardly, and it makes you a really irritating, boring, self-obsessed person. And then you get away with it. Oh. That's what happened.
I know that we're talking about more the funny humorous bits, but just as an actor, how do you feel like you've evolved, and how's your craft changed over the years?
Yeah, I think I've got much better at acting on film, and I always wanted, which is why the costumes sort of changed and evolved, because I always wanted the character to feel like it was going on a journey, and I hope over the 3 sort of seasons you go, I see him grow up a bit and deal with more and get a bit more troubled and a bit more moody and a bit more angry and then a bit more silly and a bit. I hope there's a variation of who he is over the seasons, and I just try to sort of be as inventive as possible.
If the TARDIS was real, where would you travel to?
I've answered this before, but I'll answer it again. I'd pick up Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra. I'd go back, I'd watch England win the World Cup. I'd go check out some dinosaurs. I'd come in and say, hey guys, what's going on? Keep watching Doctor Who. I'd get back in, go fight some aliens in the future just to check it out and win. And then I'd probably go to a pub. Where would you go? You come with me, I'll pick you up. Really? It's going to be great.
Hey Matt, I'm Carolyn.
Hi.
You have been an integral part of Doctor Who for the last 4 years, and you've absolutely left your mark, and you will be sorely, sorely missed.
Thank you.
So, I have to ask, on behalf of all of the fans, could we please see the drunken giraffe one last time?
Were there any, looking back, were there any unexplored stories that you thought, hey, I wish we did this, but it just never happened?
Yeah, I was really wanting to do a whole episode set underwater. But it'd be really expensive, so you go in and obviously you've got to go to the fireplaces, we've got huge sea monsters. really expensive. I thought if you could do something like, that would be really cool. Yeah, there's lots of stuff, because that's the amazing thing about it, is it's so endless and limitless, and Stephen's got such great ideas. But I look back over my time and I feel I've got to talk to some great actors, some writers that are top heavy. Got to come to film in America and stuff, and I was pretty lucky. Hi.
The 50th anniversary of The Day of the Doctor was amazing. I'm so glad that I got to see it in theaters. And two, do you know about a webcomic called Homestuck?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that, I'm so sorry.
Do you know about a webcomic called Homestuck?
No, I don't. Sorry, now I do.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, no, I will. Who's there?
Homestuck.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Hi. First of all, I hope you enjoyed the journal I wrote for you. But secondly, my question is, Doctor Who has taught me so many important lessons and morals over the past years, even in the classic series. What is the most important lesson or moral to you in Doctor Who?
Always make sure you bring a hot chick with you. What the doctor does. Like Karen Gillan, Jenna Coleman, Billy Tribe. I mean, come on. I think embrace the spirit of what I found amazing about playing the Doctor is that he's well, at least my version of it was, he wasn't cynical about the world, and it's why I find kids fascinating, because they'll pick something up and taste it, or they'll see something and they'll engage with it, or they do things for the first time, and I think sometimes as adults we become more cynical and we lose that, and I think when you play someone like the Doctor, you're constantly reminded to be sort of open, mad, and childlike, and I think they're the most interesting adults. They are cool, it's true.
I think one of my favorite quotes was, in 900 years of time and space, I never met someone who wasn't important. I think that's through your craft, you just made everyone feel important, of course, from office writing. But I think that was something that really impacted me.
Thank you very much. That was really cheers.
Where were you? Oh, we're over here. Yes.
Hi. Yes. I love you. And,
You can speak up. Be quiet. Hear you.
okay. What do you think the biggest similarities and differences are between you and the Doctor that you portray?
Between Matt Smith and the character of the Doctor. Oh God, I mean, he's way cooler and better. I can't compare myself to that. I mean, he's just, I just can't. I mean, he's a time lord. There's no.
How about what's one thing that's cool that you do that the Doctor doesn't?
Oh well, I mean, now we're talking. Well, but he probably could do it if he really wanted to. This is the thing. Okay, what's cool? What I think are the kind of similarities? I'm really clumsy, so my Doctor I think turned out to be quite clumsy, and he didn't really know what to do with girls, and I thought that was always quite funny. I thought that was quite interesting. I'm just not as funny as he is. He's a much sort of funnier creature, I think, than I am. And I don't know really. I mean, I suppose I was quite a strange child, really, and I imagine the Doctor was. So I embrace that as a similarity. I think being strange as a child is a good thing. I think the things are, he's older than me. He can travel time and space. He has two hearts. I don't know, like, yeah, he's just better than I am, really, but I feel quite close to him. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, no, but you know what I mean, though, like,
chapter comes to a close and a new chapter begins, what's the future for you?
I don't know really. I'm going on a bit of a road trip now, which is going to be cool, with my friend, and taking a bit of time out. I just did a musical in London, which was fun.
So, for our last question, just for our fans,
wonderful, enthusiastic